As it says right behind me, freedom is not free. So don't forget that.
Bro, how is this guy still there, man? Like, bro, this guy's everywhere. What is wrong with this guy?
Bomber.
Is this actually good?
Freedom is not free. Remember the
Shaman comes home.
Constitution and remember our rights. Kelly J. Patriot, Channel 5 Live. What's this? Oh, I think this one's a 357 hollow point. And now we're gonna talk a little gun safety here. So, first of all, make sure the gun is empty. Bullets are out. We got 6 right here. Don't point it at somebody unless you're gonna fire it. And don't shoot unless you intend to kill or protect somebody that you need to. God bless America. Once again, Kelly J. 2A. My fingers are messed up, kind of like that. Kelly J. 2A. God bless America.
Jesus Christ.
Second Amendment.
After 6 months
waving the gun around and shit,
in the Mojave Desert, I got a call from an old friend.
Hey, Andrew, this is Kelly. Hope you're doing well.
Kelly J. Patriot, Saddam's cousin from Orange County.
Kelly, you know what's up?
He told me he had a huge
Unloaded? I thought you were supposed to treat the gun as it's always loaded.
surprise for me, but wouldn't tell me what. All he said was get to the Arizona State Capitol immediately.
Pull around, go under the 2 big flags.
I met him at the Freedom Isn't Free gazebo, and he told me that I must start by getting a zoom-in shot of the American flag.
Oh no, I asked for no tomatoes.
All right, Kelly, I'm zooming in.
Men died for us. God bless America. Whoop, whoop, they're flying everywhere.
At first, I was a bit disappointed. I thought that he broke my isolation just to show me his gun. But then I heard a bellowing screech about 50 yards away. I could hardly believe it. Freedom! There he was, Jacob Chansley, aka the QAnon Shaman.
Jacob Chansley, known as the QAnon Shaman, has been released from prison.
Fresh out the federal slammer after spending 41 months in solitary confinement for his role in the January 6th Capitol riot.
What? What? It's been this long.
Going well, xQc.
Since his release, he's yet to talk to the media, but for some reason, he wanted to talk to me.
Bye.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing all right?
But under one condition. He said that before our interview, he'd like to perform a shamanic hymn he wrote behind bars, a war song commemorating his victory against the deep state.
What does that mean? This isn't terrible, actually.
How's it going?
My grandmother just told me, on my father's side, my grandmother told me that we have Cheyenne blood running through our veins, and she said one of my ancestors was actually one of the few survivors of the Trail of Tears.
How does that make you feel?
The what?
Very proud of my heritage. Typically, Native Americans wear headdresses where they have to earn all the feathers. This is not something that I was given by a Native American tribe or anything like that, but I do certainly believe over the course of my 10-year shamanic journey, I've earned my feathers.
What are your top feather earning moments, you think?
Oh man, 6.5 years of working with kids, troubled teen boys in group homes. Times where I went out to the desert and damn near died going on a vision quest. Going through everything I went through over the last 2.5 years, solitary confinement and all that stuff. All the spiritual battles I've won in the ether and the astral realm against demonic forces and not yielding, not giving
Hey, this is drugs.
Freedom!
For sure. Anything else you want to say?
Transgenderism, which Baphomet is androgynous, and Satanism are kind of paired together. It's a globalist movement to create a Luciferian or a satanic new world order. And it's really unfortunate because there's a lot of good transgender people out there. I have a lot of friends who are transgender, and all they want to do is blend in. They don't want to stand out and force society to bend to their will. They just want to blend in. There's something called the Corporate Equity Index at CEI.
HRC's Corporate Equality Index rates workplaces on their commitment to policies and benefits for LGBTQ workers.
I'm proud that today it was announced that Walmart scored 100th on the CEI for the 5th consecutive year.
Okay, look at this. They got some gay pride swim trunks at Walmart.
The CEI has served as the bar of accountability when there was no bar at all.
And basically what it is these organizations, these globalist organizations, Target, withholding investments from companies that don't have basically the woke credit score. If they don't have their woke credit score up high enough, or if they don't have one at all, then they'll send the woke mob after them. Did you get everything you needed?
Yeah, I just wanted a picture.
Okay.
Thanks.
These are the symbols for the planets. These are pyramids with vortexes above them. We got the sun and the moon here. Viking runes, because from what I've heard from family, I have Viking ancestry, as well as Native American Cheyenne blood.
Bro, this chicken skewer, bro, had a piece of wood in it, bro. I almost ate some wood. I got turned into a fucking tree, dude. What the fuck?
My veins.
Is that something you can like feel?
Oh yeah. This idea of whiteness, it's just so racist. I happen to have Cheyenne blood running through my veins, so please tell me more about how it is wearing something my ancestors wore for quite some time is an insult to my heritage. Please tell me more about that.
What's up with the wrist tattoos?
I got these here after a heartless wretch broke my heart and cheated on me, and so I got these as a means of reminding myself to never allow a woman to treat me that way, and also to deal with the emotional, mental pain of that. So a lot of my tattoos are done, they're earned. These I got after my dad committed suicide. Once again, it took 36 hours for these to be done, so it was a dealing of mental and emotional pain through the physical pain, coming through it and healing.
I think it'd be probably better to have like the tattoo like on the fingers, so you might about a text, you get a reminder not to text fucking absolutely bonkers, mentally ill bitches. I think that's.
Do you still support
probably
Trump?
like a better way to do it?
Yeah, it's not Trump's fault that I or anybody else went into that building. Why should he bail us out? Why should he get
wait a minute, I should have had that actually. Wait a minute.
the actions of free citizens?
And we fight.
I was still a bit too late on that.
And if you don't fight
by
like
a
hell,
small margin.
you're not gonna have a country anymore.
That's tough.
Do I feel like he could have done more? I mean, he could have done something like started a lawyer fund for all the J6ers and donated a large sum of money to kind of set a trend. But as far as like pardons, as funny as it may sound, there's only so much power that the president has.
In the final hours of his presidency, President Trump granted clemency to more than 140 people.
Pompano Beach rapper Kodak Black, whose real name is Bill Capri, his sentence was commuted.
Do you feel that your time in prison changed your belief systems at all?
Like regarding politics?
Yeah.
No.
Wait.
If anything, it just reinforced the notion that the government has corruption at some of the highest levels, and that needs to change.
Hey guys, it's Andrew Callaghan. We're here now in Scottsdale, Arizona. Last time we were here in hot Scottsdale, Arizona was to cover the Satanic Temple gathering.
Scottsdale, baby! Get a baby! Hail Satan!
Right now, we're here for quite the opposite.
What the fuck?
I'm standing in front of a church here.
How did he even shoot that shit?
AKA QAnon Shaman is having his first ever welcome home party. So let's go inside and figure out what's going on. Come on, guys.
What this was weird as fuck. Wait, this is the current video. Oh, same spot, same place. I'm dumb.
Thank you all so much for showing up. It is truly an honor and a pleasure to shake your hands and give you all hugs and to see your faces again. I remember a lot of you, and the last time I saw many of you, I was waving goodbye and saying, "See you in a couple days." Solitary confinement sucks. It was the hardest time in my life. I didn't want to be alive anymore, but I also didn't want to die. So I'd like to start this speech by thanking God for protection and support.
Right now, this is Jacob Chansley, the Shaman, America's Shaman. This is his first public appearance.
Dude, this guy!
Since he's been released from prison and from
Bro,
the
he's
halfway
everywhere.
house. What he's been through and what he went through. Legally, it just, I mean, I did civil litigation, not criminal, but just what he went through for what he did, especially, you know, once they released that video of basically them inviting him into the Capitol, escorting him around, 8 or 9, you know, cops at points in time, and he says a prayer in the Capitol. They ask him to leave, he leaves, and he thanks the blue, and he gets these crazy charges. So they made an example out of him, and he basically
Is that what happened?
was forced to fall on the sword for all of us who were there on January 6th, and all of us who support freedom and just simply wanted to know the truth about the election.
Chat. Wait, is that still wrong? Even though he's the one who does it, right? Or entrapment? I don't know about this, but it seems like, let's say nobody says shit and you still do it. Aren't you technically still trespassing and whatnot?
Election, not deserved.
But he's really a symbol of political prisoners. He's a symbol for everyone else that's being abused by this government. His outfit made him stand out that day, and that's why he became a target.
They wanted to make out like all Trump supporters, you know, we got us wearing the horns, you know, we're lunatics.
You went through a broken window.
But when you listen to him and see, he never struck anybody, he never threw anything down, never broke anything, and he was arrested for really no reason.
My son and I were on January 6th. We were at the Columbus doors on the Senate side. This is as close to the inside of the Capitol that we got. He was given 4 months incarceration. Has anybody ever heard of a Black Lives Antifa actually being arrested and convicted? No, it's always been the conservatives.
Jacob Chansley pled guilty in federal court this week for his role in the Capitol riot.
He's an American hero.
So are you.
I'm just doing what I can.
Kobe Bryant was assassinated by the Clintons. Don't tread on me. Don't even think about it.
Freedom, freedom, check you. Woo!
Guys, is there, I'm not meant to be weird about this, okay? I swear I'm trying to be as thorough as possible. Is there a certain correlation between a cup size being big and like Republican women? There has to be. I noticed that. Guys, I browsed Twitter, okay? The unhinged girl on Twitter that are telling the craziest shit, dude, are just massive.
Dude, if he's a terrorist,
like,
I'm a terrorist.
I noticed it.
You know what? If this is terrorism, make the most of it.
Right?
If standing up for the rights and standing up for our children.
Oh my god, this chat's so fucking dumb. I can't do it.
And you know, this is the first time I've ever publicly said this in front of cameras or anything. Dave Griswold is the self-professed owner-operator of
Okay, alright, okay.
Midnight Productions is the...
Yeah, I get it. I understand the correlation. Gotcha.
The syndicate right here in Maricopa County that has been murdering children live on film on the dark web. The child snuff film industry is a very real thing. And when it comes to humans, what Jake is...
Oh my god! His bit is twisting!
Film industry is a very real thing. And when it comes to human...
Guys, is that normal? Look! The bit, it's twisting! What the fuck?
What Jake is speaking about with QAnon, these are people who are trying to use maybe exaggerations to tell the truth about evil people.
Bro, I came here for the pulled pork. I don't know. Look at that. That's what's up, man. Yeah, no, it's crazy, but it's cool. It's hot.
I never leave the house without a fully loaded clip, they aim it at a SA, SK, HK. Police get the striker from my motherfucking AK. It's payday. Don't have my money, get the fuck up out my way.
Are you allowed to talk about January 6th at all?
Well, I have a motion in the courts right now, and that my attorney has advised me stay away from all things January 6th until this motion has worked its way through the court.
While Jake isn't technically allowed to talk about January 6th, he gave his A1 Day 1 best friend Chadwick full permission to share each and every detail from that day.
My name's Chadwick. I'm close friends with Jake. You know, we
Chadwick
went up there and back together to DC and back. Him and I made that decision if we were gonna go there or not, you know, about a week or two prior.
He also decided to give me access to a hard drive the FBI has been looking for 2.5 years.
Top secret.
Which features footage of rioters raiding Nancy Pelosi's office.
Where's the knife? Scissors. Look for scissors and knife. A letter opener. Open this up. I need some. Right there, scissors. What are we doing? We're gonna open this up looking for intel. We have an emergency escape hood. It says emergency escape hood.
Yo, what the fuck? Well, that's insane. Nice chat though, chat. Guys, I gotta say, chat. Nancy Pelosi, chat. Guys, big correlation, chat. Herman Miller, Aaron, like billionaire. Do the math here, dude.
Within a few
that's
minutes,
a nice
they
chair.
located the congressman's escape hood, as well as a map of evacuation routes.
That's a nice
which
chair.
would have led rioters to underground tunnels, where congressmen had been led by the Capitol Police to hide. Chadwick realized what was going on.
Wait, chat. What's on their head?
Where congressmen had been led by the
Guys, what is all that? Guys, what is all that?
Capitol Police to hide. Chadwick realized what was going on, so decided to step in.
Guys, it's over. Come on. It's over. Come on. Let's go. Come on.
Oh
I'm
no.
there for my channel to get great documentation of this day of who knows what's going to happen. And I did see from where I could people doing terrible things. You know, there was violent people. Let's not, you know.
Wait, what is this guy doing? What did he just do?
People doing terrible things. You know, there
Bonk.
was violent people. Let's not,
Bonk.
you know, we have to be honest.
He bonked him.
If you have a way to yourself in your country, you need to get it. This is not a peaceful protest.
So how would you describe Jake's role on the 6th?
Oh man, Jake's role on the 6th, I would say, was a type of like just protector or maybe like voice amplifier.
Freedom!
What we were doing there in DC, we had been doing in Arizona.
5 months before January 6th, Chad and Jake entered the Arizona state capitol to protest mask mandates.
Oh, let's go inside! No more masks! This is the end of the New World Order.
They faced little to no consequences in Phoenix, so figured it'd be fine to do the same thing in DC.
He had seen the Proud Boys gathering up right near the Washington Monument.
Antifa! Antifa!
Where's the f***ing pisser at?
Guys, I don't know what that is.
Out, you know, some kind of argument.
Chat. Why is it like a billion groups with a bunch of fucking acronyms in the United States? What's up with America and fucking acronyms? Can we just stop making them already? There's so many of them. I don't know what's going on anymore, dude.
All right.
They started marching.
It's hard to keep up.
And he started observing, you know, going along with that.
Washington, D.C. is our capital, not a capital full of communists, but American citizens. Free American citizens.
At about noon, Jake arrived at the Capitol.
Oh, there we go.
He sees a tower, right, that goes up. Climbs up the ladder to get a good view of the speech that was going to happen. Amongst that, he said he was in a crowd that just was like you know, like a stream of water.
After entering the Capitol through a broken window, Jake, along with about 15 to 20 other patriots, chased Officer Goodman through the building.
Dude, chat, why don't they have bulletproof windows anyway?
And then he encountered his first set of officers face to face, okay? And there's a lot of pictures, you know? So he says they start escorting him around.
Building, yeah.
And lo and behold, they're on top of the chambers. And that's where you see some of the video that came out.
Hey! Fucking hey, man. Glad to see you guys. You guys are patriots. Look at this guy. He's got covered in blood. God bless you.
I got shot in the face with some kind of plastic bullet.
Any chance I could get you guys to leave the Senate wing?
We will. I've been making sure they ain't disrespecting the place.
Okay, just want to let you guys know this is like the sacredest place.
I saw other people rummaging through paperwork, search for intel, you know, and stuff like that. What I saw from him is asking everyone to bow their heads and pray.
Thank you, divine, omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, creator God, for blessing each and every one.
Guys, what is happening?
He said a prayer. When he was asked to leave, he left.
After being escorted out of the building, Jake went outside and told people to go home.
You have to go home now. We have to have peace.
So what are we going to do? We're going to obey our president. We're going to do it the answer. Respect the landmarks. Respect the Capitol.
He tells me, hey, the president told us to go home. meet me at the car.
Guys, I'm conflicted.
Jake and Chad left.
Did they
DC
escort
at
them
about
in, or
6
did they just didn't feel like they could go
3-hour drive
and take them down, so they just kind of went around them? I don't know.
Jake's world was turned upside down.
So what'd you do on January 7th?
That was quite the story. My life transformed over less than
This is tough a little bit, I feel like.
My phone number had gone public. I was getting all sorts of weird messages and calls. I had family telling me the FBI was looking for me.
I'm saying, guys, there's a bunch of people. One officer is going back, and then they get in, and the guy's is like, yo, get out, or whatever. But there's a bunch of people. Like, maybe he thinks, like, if he goes after them, they're gonna jump on him or some shit like that. It seems like it's kind of hard to tell. Maybe the officer's just not arresting them because he feel like he's gonna get jumped on or, like, ganged on.
My friend, somebody texted me and said, your son was photographed in the
He's
Capitol.
one man.
And I'm like, what? I was surprised. But I'm not surprised. You know what I mean? I have known since Jacob was a little boy that he was going to do something really big and great.
So
what?
Just more of the same, you know. I think that was when I had my interview with Alex Jones, where he screamed at me and told me I was a liar.
I love you, dude. I love you, but you gotta let me talk.
Highest level military intelligence. Tell me more about it.
Or are you waiting for your turn to speak, sir? Are you listening?
Tell me about the highest level military intelligence.
You keep interrupting me.
Because you're lying. You're full of shit. I will not suffer your two people after this. There were people on that day that were violent.
Yeah, there was some of them, yeah.
That's just all there is to it. People assaulted police officers, they broke windows, etc. The real knife's edge that we are talking about here is there were people that were violent on the outside, and then there were people that were not violent at all on the inside.
We made history, guys. People are smoking weed in here. They're smoking weed. This is our house.
How soon, like after the 6th, until you went to jail?
I was detained on January 9th after I turned myself in at the FBI office, field office in Phoenix.
What made you turn yourself in?
Well, that's just the kind of guy
Jesus.
I am. They told me they just wanted to talk. You know, I called them when I found out that they were looking for me, wanted information on me.
Yes, are you there? Can I hear? Are you there?
You know, I basically said, I heard y'all are looking for me.
I heard through the grapevine that FBI was looking for me. You guys wanted information on me or my whereabouts?
And then we proceeded to converse. I red-pilled the FBI agent that I was on the phone with.
Operation Paperclip, look into it. That's exactly what the media's done. Operation Mockingbird, look into it.
Conversed with him, thanked him for his
Well,
service.
that's schizo talk, you know?
Set up an appointment, and I showed up on January 9th, and you're under arrest.
Jacob Chansley, the self-proclaimed QAnon shaman, has just been sentenced to 41 months in prison for his role in the January 6th Capitol riots. He was seen entering the Senate chamber with a spear.
What was it like having him in jail for the past couple years?
It was very hard, very painful. When you're in solitary confinement, you don't have a...
Chad, it's really tough, but I think when people try to make a point, like if they want to go after somebody and make a point about what was done, whatever, it's just kind of how it works, right? The one that's at the top or look at the top for everybody, right, will fall from the tallest, right? Type shit. Like
you don't have view to a TV, you don't have a radio, you don't have.
They make a lot of noise.
Sometimes he
I'm gonna go hard after them.
Every 2 days for 45 minutes.
Well, it was a concrete slab with a foam pad about that thick laid on top of it, 2 sheets and a blanket, and a toilet and sink into one metal mold, buttons that you had to press where the water would only come out for, 5 to 10 seconds at a time. It was hard.
No books.
It was hard, because especially when you have the threat of 25-year maximum sentence hanging over your head.
I had my moments of breakdown, but I drew on God's strength. He's an instrument of God.
You find it hard to believe in God sometimes when so many things go wrong?
I don't. Sometimes when we're tested, you think, well, why are you punishing me? It's a building of your faith.
And it wasn't. Chad, do you have like food and water and like your medicine and shit like that? Like you have like conditions and shit like that, and like books and like something to do?
A good day for conspiracy theorists. Jacob Chansley, the QAnon shaman, was sentenced to 41 months in prison for storming the Capitol on January 6th.
How did you feel about the way that he was portrayed in the media?
Well, they didn't portray him well at all. They portrayed him as a a lunatic, somebody that wasn't very intelligent, you know, Antifa, a terrorist, that kind of stuff. He was none of the above.
There's a lot of talk on the internet that I'm a CIA asset or a plant from the feds.
The one with the bullhorns, he's not
Well, I mean,
a Trump supporter.
yeah, it really sucks because other people use the word and sometimes they don't understand the word terrorism. I mean, doesn't that, like, no bias here, does that, like, fit the quote-unquote description, like, word for word, pretty much, for terrorism?
I don't care what his
kind of does, no?
You know, that I was a failed actor, or that I gave myself the name, the QAnon Shaman. None of those things are true. Schizophrenic, bipolar, depressed, delusional, none of that's true either. But it made for good cover for the media, so they ran with it. And then there's the whole thing with the white supremacy, you know, racism crap.
I like it when white supremacists face consequences. Now, before being cited...
I have gay friends, I have straight friends, I have transsexual friends, I have black friends, white friends, Mexican friends.
It was something I don't like about any both sides of the political spectrum is whenever there's a class of people or somebody who does something and they check all the boxes of all the fucking titles they could have. Oh yeah, if you're somebody who's on the right or on the left, yeah, you're all that by default. I think that's really unnecessary and stupid. I think it devalidates everybody's point. Everybody does it and they get away with it because it's fucking, I don't know. I think that's stupid as fuck though.
I don't discriminate. Good people are good people.
Despite claiming to have a transracial, partially gay core friend group, Jake later admitted to me that Chadwick was the only one of his friends who called him when he was locked up. The others publicly denounced him, or silently disappeared from his life, leaving their old buddy behind to walk his new path alone.
A lot of people turned their back on him when he needed them to be there for him. Even some of his very, very, like, long time friends, like his own people are starting to say these lies. He said, you would be surprised who you lose, who you would be there for you when it matters.
I think what it comes down to is that a lot of people are scared because they don't want the government or the woke mob coming after them.
It's hard to stand against the majority of what the narrative is, because then you get put into that small little outcast. A lot of people can't get picked on. They can't deal with that, you know? I gave him a promise. I said, Jake, I don't care what I see in the news, what I hear about you, what they say about you. I know who you are, and I will not stop making sure the world knows that. I got a lot of hate. My channels and stuff, boom, halted. It was a lonely battle.
And so I don't blame him. I forgive him. I'm not worried about it. You know, where God closes one door, God opens another.
You probably get a lot of fan mail though, right?
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of fan mail, mostly from older women, though. You know, it's not like, you know, this is really funny. I was talking in prison. I was like, man, you know, I get a lot of fan mail, but I only get like one or two from like letters, hot chicks, bro. And the guys in prison are like, Chansley, my grandma's into politics. Hot chicks aren't into politics, you know? And I don't know, I've seen some hot chicks at the Trump rallies, but, you know, yeah, I had to admit, though, that would make sense. That's why I get all these letters from old ladies.
Political guilt,
like, you know,
right?
50s, 60s, 70s,
it's a thing,
you know. My grandson should be more like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so we're talking a little bit past what would be traditionally known
I've
as
heard.
range.
Oh, yeah. Well past. You know, I like older women. You know, I like MILFs, but, you know, definitely not.
I guess I've seen chat. Guys like the podcast or whatever. They talk about Hassan or whatever. Like they like people like that and whatnot. They're like the politics gilfs or whatever the fuck. I've heard about that.
Has anything really unfair ever happened to you?
Yeah, dude, I got picked on all the time in school.
Okay.
My dad was an alcoholic and abusive on many occasions.
Jesus.
For no good reason. Unfair. Dealing with kids in the group home where I was working. The manager was not giving me the backup that I needed. The kids were breaking the house rules, and when I would do things like take away their phone or their video games because they showed up 5 hours late from their pass, all they'd have to do is call the house group home owner and complain, and then he'd undercut my authority and give the kids back the stuff that I took away. My thing is I don't see myself as a victim in any of this, so I don't dwell on the things that are unfair in life. If you think that life is going to be fair, then you're deceiving yourself and believing the illusion that life should be easy.
Is there any regret on your end about being there?
Well, here's the thing about regret. It's a very heavy burden, and you cannot move forward if you're holding on to regret.
You guys a fan of Jordan Peterson? I love Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson once said something like, if you were going to break a rule, you have to be willing to deal with the consequences. I was going down to the Capitol on my own in my horns and face paint long before 2020. Will I continue to do that? Maybe.
Oh, yeah. Do you still like believe in QAnon stuff?
Well, it's important to differentiate between the Q drops, which there are thousands of them, and the QAnon community.
What's the current state
What
of,
the fuck?
of QAnon?
The current state of QAnon is, I would say, disheveled and confused, right? Like a lot of people, this
I don't
is
know what
like
that
this mind control psyop, essentially.
A psyop.
It's like a bunch of psychology tricks to make you
24
research,
years.
right? It's
I
not
can
necessarily
finally
like
talk.
literally true. It's like a lot of it is allegory, a lot of it is disinformation, right?
But here's the thing I want you to understand.
Allegory? Like of the cavern?
The occult. Are you familiar with the occult? So this idea of baby eating.
Is it like allegory of the cavern? Fucking Plateau or Socrates?
It goes way, way, way back into antiquity. Ancient Greece, ancient Rome, ancient Babylon.
Oh, hey there. My name's Andrew Callaghan, creator of Channel 5 and director of This Place Rules
Oh,
on
that
HBO.
was something.
If you enjoyed that documentary, Q Shaman Comes Home, I have great news.
That was interesting.
We only saw about half of it. The complete documentary, as well as additional videos like a 45-minute uncut, unedited interview with QAnon Shaman, are available exclusively on our Patreon.
Hey, man.